You know, it feels like every single day I log in and there's something new going on. Hey there, I'm Light, and welcome back to another video in the ShellCraft server. Now it has been 5, 6 months since I last uploaded a video. And that was because we kind of all mutually lost motivation to work on the server and just ultimately end up going on break. And then lately, we've just had like a huge boom and everybody's been active again. And that's awesome. That's great. And then all the previous content that I had ready was corrupted. Like I had like 2 fully edited videos, but both of them were corrupted. One was of me, Crisp, and Wacky going in busting, and then the other was just mundane activities. Now you might be wondering, well, if you guys went on break, surely we didn't miss much, right? Well, this is ShellCraft. There's always something going on. So 2 of the videos I was gonna make, what was I saying? I was gonna make an in-busting one. I was gonna make one of me making a shop, and I basically had everything done. But then the Vegas file, it wouldn't let me open it anymore for some reason. So who cares? And then I was like, okay, I'm just gonna scrap that video and I'm gonna make my shop some other time. Because even then, I was still having like a super hard time designing this, because for years we've always done a 5x5 shop, but now we're doing 7x7, and I'm trying to think about how I can do that my normal designs, but bigger. But I think I'm just gonna do the same thing, but have some decoration around it to make it pop more. I might just go ahead and buy a bunch of plots of land next to it, because I have some expansion plans for it already. Like, I always build shops so that they can be super easily expandable. I try to make like an all-in-one shop where anybody in the server can buy stuff. Spongy is making a food shop, which is, we all kind of agreed that it was kind of dumb. And he has prices set, which, you know, me personally, I don't want to always leave my PC running all night at my AFK fish farm, so maybe it would be better to go buy food, but it's just, you put in money for an uncertain amount of food, and then you have to go get the food later. You can't just get it on the spot. Like, you can, like a normal store, hypothetically, like, imagine, like, this is a diamond. You would buy, like, a stack of gravel, and then you would use a diamond to buy it, right? Like, in a normal shop. But on here, you have to order food. Like, and my question is, do you, like, rename the diamond for what you want, or does he, and I'm pretty sure he has to be there, because I think he cooks all the stuff in some regular furnaces up there. Maybe a neat concept if he could, like, think it out a bit more. But, and then over here, Drax is making a redstone shop, which he was saying he was going to make it forever, but he never ended up doing it. I'm glad he finally is, because a lot of my projects are on hold until I can get like a decent source of redstone stuff. But what else has been going on? Hobbit Hills has had a lot of things going on. Trax has been updating his base a lot, and it kind of, okay. Somebody said this in the ShellCraft group chat, and I can't unsee it now. But they said it looked like a bird. Now I can't unsee the fact that it looks like a giant pigeon. Now it looks like a pigeon with a hat. I'm not sure what this is gonna be, but I think he said it's gonna be like his main place of residence. Now, instead of like the bottom floor, it's gonna be the top floor. This place is pretty cool. We can go check out more of it later. But this area, I went through for like 2 days, and I replaced all the stone over here with grass. And then part of this is a wooded mountain, so I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and expand the wooded part of it further and further and further. And then I might have put just a little bit too much of it in certain areas, but it's fine. It looks nice down here, and then from down here, that part looks really good. It only doesn't look good if you're looking top down at it. But I've still got to do some work on my base. I've been kind of stalling out. I haven't really been doing that much lately. I've been working on like other things. This is just a decoration building, kind of like what we had in older seasons, where we would just have like decoration buildings all over the place just to fill stuff out. My base, what I'm gonna do soon is I'm gonna redo the front of it. I'm gonna redo the front of it, and then I'm gonna have like some stuff on the side, because this place, I've been working out of it for a long time, but I haven't actually like done anything with it. I've been working out of it, but it's not like particularly going to work out of it. Poro abandoned his base up here, and he's going to be working on some stuff connecting tiny mountainous regions over to the main area and building some things. I'm not quite sure what he's going to do, but I know he's going to be working on like bridges and stuff, and he's going to connect it all. So that's cool. Trying to think of what else there is. Oh yeah, up north. I barely ever explored up north in those first two videos, but a lot has happened since then. Also, sorry for kind of a little bit over here is Stussy's area. There, I might have shown the starter base. This is the starter base part. I might have shown the starter base part in the second episode. But this place served a lot more purpose in the first couple of weeks of the season. But ever since then, it's just been kind of like a storage area. Every time I come by here, or every time I used to come by here, I'm going to drop off some netherite. Like what I did is I came over one time, and then I know how this storage system works because I'm pretty sure I made this original design. Or like it's based off of another design, but the one that's meant to like fit in this size I made. And somewhere back there I put in netherrack as a filter item. And ever since then, pretty much every time I come by here, if I use the nether portal, I attempt to put in some netherrack. This has kind of stalled in production lately, and I'm really excited to see the complete project. But a lot of buildings like this are going to be used while this is being made, so it's going to be a bunch of buildings like these. Like, this is a really good idea to have your starter base fit in with the same theme as everything else, and because there's going to be a bunch of other smaller buildings scattered across the world. So that's really smart to go ahead and have everything go ahead and fit in, so that like everything you have can be connected in a way. Then Crispy Bacon's base, I'm pretty sure part of this was shown in this short I did. And he has a decent amount of work done here. He's been kind of inactive lately, but this is a really cool area where... Okay, that's weird. Something used to be here. Used to be like a scarecrow thing, but it had a spongy head on it, and it's gone now. That's weird. I don't know what that is there in its place, but that's weird. But this is probably one of the cooler areas, maybe not in terms of actual like looks, but in terms of concept, because it kind of reminds me of older Minecraft bases, like where none of the stuff really needs to exist or really matters, and they all look kind of simple, but it's still cool. I don't know why. I'm gonna ignore that. I need to go back and do the interiors of the other things. Like Franklin's base and Corey's original base. There's just a lot of stuff in here. Like, he's not as like top tier. I'm not even top tier, but like really efficient, make everything to the best of your ability, do everything to the best of your ability like everybody else is. He's obviously a lot more laid back, and I see him as the inventor of the server in a way, because a lot of this, like, a lot of this stuff is just like things you would get over time. Freddy Fazbear head. Well, all this stuff is just stuff you would get over time, going places and doing things like that. Where are you gonna blow head from? Like, I don't know. This area is just really cool to me because it just feels like it's something we haven't really had in a long time. It's just somebody who's here and doing stuff, even if it doesn't look like an act of service. And somewhere over here we have the Mythios base, which this place has been worked on a lot more recently than it has before. But let me explain what's been going on. So, but there's the whole like running joke about crafting tables, right? Like, oh man, crafting tables everywhere, blah 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 blah. And Mythios went and placed one in Wacky's house, and Wacky went and removed it. And Mythios came back and stacked 6 of them in Wacky's house. And Wacky placed these 6 back. And more. He replaced the entire floor of the household. He replaced the entire floor of the household with crafting tables. And there's a crafting table under the crafting table, bro. There's a crafting table under the crafting table. And yes, I have a bunch of my own for a reason. And over here is Ari's base. Ari is a new... What is this? I swear, man, you log off for like 2 hours and you come back and there's just like a million new things across the server. Okay, I'm gonna go check it out. But Ari is a new member to the server. A lot of people in the server already knew him, but he joined the server recently. He's actively like excited to be in here, and I feel like he's gonna be good for the server if he really sets his mind to it. Everybody is good for the server, you know, like everybody has their own place. They just need to like go out and find it, you know. But this, what is this? This isn't something he could have built. He's still pretty early game, but oh man, this is kind of weird. I know we had something like this in like an earlier season, but this is only vaguely familiar to that, so I don't even think it's meant to be the same thing. Let alone there's only like one other person who would know what that thing is. That thing was kind of dumb, so I don't think it's anywhere related to that. That's from season 3. That's like the only season I never did anything with. But okay, I'm gonna sleep. I think we missed Spongy's house. I've seen this house in particular change in shape a lot. I swear, I've seen like a million different iterations of it. Like, there was something going on back here, then there was something going on back over here. Like, I don't think he can decide on what he's gonna do with it. But Spongy should be just across this river in this lake. Yeah, Spongy's house. You know what you did. This used to be right here. We had some plot line going on. It was really weird. But I don't think there's much different here than there was before. This is another location from the shorts video. Except one time I went through and then like stripped all of the logs on his house. And I'm pretty sure he didn't even notice until I told... Oh, I forgot one. He didn't even notice until I told him, and then he said he liked it better, so I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go through and strip the last couple of ones. That's about it for these portions in that. There's just a lot to catch up on. Not too much. At least a decent bit has happened. But I do have plans for my later days. I'm just gonna finish what I'm doing at Hobbit Hills. Then I'm gonna start putting to work on this, because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have, it's kind of basic, but I have a lot of ideas, and I feel like this is the easiest one I could do while making it look good, because you've got to strike a balance of like easiness and can I make it look good, because something can be super easy, but you still have to be able to make it look good, but then something can be like super hard and really weird to execute, and you can make it look horrible, and there's really only one option for that one, but if you do something kind of easy, you can expand upon it a bit more, give it a bit more room, put in some extra ideas as you go along with it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to have like a main castle area over here, and it's going to branch out from piece to piece. And I had a bunch of different ideas originally. I was going to have one where it was like a movie set. There's going to be like a barn area over here. There's going to be like a lab area over here. And there's going to be this island, which is having trouble loading. Okay. This island was going to be completely turned into an alien thing, and then it would slowly expand from this area. But then I didn't really like that, and the thing is, on this half, it would like be there would be like scaffolding and stuff, and it was gonna look like it was a movie scene on the second half of it. Same with the barn. I was like, okay, maybe I'm just gonna do that exact same thing. The farm area is gonna be over here. There's gonna be like crop circles and stuff, whatever. I'm still gonna do everything I was gonna do before, but the science lab and the alien area. Except I'm not gonna make it a movie set. It's just straight gonna be a science lab, sci-fi alien invasion thing. And then I didn't really like that, and I just kind of like gave up. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go focus on the hills for a while, and maybe something will come for me. Then we took our break, and then it's really hit me. What I'm gonna do? I have a main castle area. It's gonna branch from piece to piece to piece, and maybe I'll add some extra islands. And I'm gonna add like a bit of a, like, it's gonna look damaged on some portions, and you're gonna be able to like see broken pieces of it in the water. It's kind of a basic idea, but I'm more doing it as like a way to just to like do something, like castles aren't really something I do that often, and I feel like it would be a good way for me to expand that style. And then I'm gonna make it look super basic at first. I'm gonna make it look super basic. I'm gonna get like I'm gonna try to evolve my building style, because most of the time I try to make stuff look complicated from the get-go, and that makes it end up looking bad. And because if you try to make everything look complicated, then try to expand it outwards, for me, that's just never worked. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make like basic castle shape, basic castle. Like that's what I did in season 4. I had my my desert castle area with all the buildings there, and then in Redux, which was basically a series we did where we came back to it and we finished our projects, I had the super joint building, and everything, and then I just, since it was blank at first, I went back and then I detailed it, I finished everything up, and it looked really good. And that's what I'm going to try to do here. And over there, I'm going to make like a castle tower that's like another portal, and everything's like completely broken off from there, and maybe look as if like an enemy like kingdom has taken it over or something, because I feel like the way you can give buildings more depth and give yourself a reason to want to detail it more and have a way to make smaller details without just like, oh, putting extra plants here, yada yada yada. a way to get extra detail is by giving it a story. So putting that castle over there, you can have like maybe some like just maybe not destroyed parts, but obviously add some like worn down buildings. Maybe add some huts and stuff over there that have some armor stands with armor and weapons, make it look like they're preparing to fight or something. You can do the same over here, have like a town armory, stuff like that. Like put in a story, and that story can give you more reasons to add more detail. Like having a bunch of small details can really well put together a build. And even if the actual building itself isn't that good, if you can still try to detail the area around it, that would be really good. And I am literally so far off from what I was going to do today. So I guess this is mostly just going to be like the catch-up episode. Like, we just had a really long break, and a bunch of things have been missed since then. But, it's the last thing I haven't really shown, because, like, this isn't my base. I'm not really going to be showing other people's stuff. These are a lot of blast furnaces. I feel like there's a bit more of an efficient way you do this and place them one by one by one. I feel like you should, like, just make a smelter at this point. Storage unit, there was a ladder that went up here to the second floor, but I gave him some suggestions and he went along with them, and I think it looks a little bit better with the storage thing down here, because he had two separate ladders up, and I told him to combine these two. He had two second floors. They were just on different sides, and over here's his enchant table, when before it was like right here, and then it was kind of it was actually really weird, because you would come up from the ladder like right here, and then you'd just be greeted to the enchant table in a window. And how'd that get here? That's the spongy scarecrow I was talking about. I'm gonna assume it was him who was behind this now, I guess. I guess he really must have wanted the spongy scarecrow, but I don't know why it would have. I don't know why he would put that like purple stuff there, that purple glass there. That was weird. But I guess I might as well try to find a way to have a purpose to this video. Porio's place here. This place could have been really nice. Porio has always like. He's never really done interior. Like, he's had good interior buildings, like in Season 5, Editor Life, you could throw up some photos, please. Please and thank you. Whenever you do that. But, he can do really good interior design, he can do, like, interior, like, layouts, but he can't ever do like actual details and stuff, like from what I know, at least, like from that pretty much everything I've never really seen him do details with like that. It's always just been like he can do a good layout, but it's never really been actual stuff in there. And back in like Season 5, whenever we were doing, oh wait, no, I don't want to go in here. Back in like Season 5, whenever we were doing like theme park stuff, and we were going around with all the different districts. I'm lagging. Like I was saying, we were going around with all the different districts and stuff. Most of the time, he would make like a really good looking house, but he would have me do the interiors for it. Like in the fantasy town area, he would make really good buildings, and unless they were like a barn house or something, I would usually be the one to make the, like, he made a tavern area. I went in the inside and I made like the interior for it with a bunch of like armor stands who were doing stuff together. And then he made like a regular like cottage, and then I went through and made that look as if it was worn down and had like make it look lived in. Yeah, it's been bothering me for a while. I've got to fix this. There we go. Oh, man. Oh, how am I gonna do that? Oh, man. There we go. You see, there's a reason scaffolding and crafting tables look similar. It's because these are supposed to be the real scaffolding. But I would be the one who's making the interiors while he would make the really good buildings. Alright, we have this watchtower here. I made this one day when I was bored. I know it doesn't look good. It is literally just here as a callback to an old Hobbit Hills area we had that also had a watchtower. Like, this isn't that good, and I made it on a budget because I was running out of materials. Like, I just had some extra ones to spare, and I was like, okay, I'll make this just to fill some stuff in. Anyways, I know this is a pretty nothing episode, but I feel like it is kind of important to just go through, explain, like, hey, I know we were gone. Sorry about that. Anyways, here's what happened. You know, like, I don't feel as if we should just continue as if nothing happened. So, ignore this if you want. Call it, oh man, this episode sucks, really? You just go around for 25 minutes talking about what has happened instead of actually doing something. It's like, yeah, I know, but I'll get to work tomorrow. Come on, give me a break. But, man, I just can't get some of the stuff out of my mind. Like, you've got these very obvious futuristic rockets and probes going in certain areas. And I know you have Rocky just moving the spongy scarecrow to his base and leaving behind, like, I don't know what this is supposed to be. I don't know if this is maybe like a portal or something. This isn't a good portal. And I know people in ShellCraft have made portals that look like this in the past. But, okay. And then that, like, floating thing near Ari's base. Rocket at the shopping district. The probes at all the locations. Something's a brewing here. I've heard from other members there's been some questionable activity going around. So, we'll have to see what comes of that. But, in the meantime, I've been Light. I'm still Light. And I'll see you next time.